I know this video is well overdue since BeQuiet Silent Loop 2 was released a long time ago. Well, concerning everything that gets released and the new products released really quick after the old ones, it's been a while. So I would say I just had to do it nevertheless, even though you might have seen this BeQuiet Silent Loop 2 280mm in the Light Wings video. So yeah, it's quite interesting to see that this one performs actually quite nice with Light Wings as well, and you can pair it up quite cool with the pump top block and will look quite nice in your build. So let's check it out. We have a 280mm radiator with two Silent Wings 3, which are PWM with high speed, which provide basically inaudible operation, which we're already very familiar with BeQuiet, and there's nothing actually to add to that part. We have a powerful and dampened 6-pole pump with 3 phases, which is 3-chamber design to ensure whisper quiet, as they stated. But yeah, that's true, really quiet pump, which performs quite nicely, and it has addressable RGB. Now for some technical specification, we do have to mention all of it. The total weight, including the fans, is 1185 grams. Socket compatibility, at least since I have the older box right here, it doesn't have a support for LGA 1700, but I think with all new Silent Loop 2 you will actually get for 1700 LGA socket, so you don't have to worry about it. Noise level on 25% would be 16.5 decibels. On 50% RPMs for the pump we get 20.3, and 100 RPMs for the pump on 12 volts is 36.1 decibels. Honestly, you don't need to run your pump on 100%, but then again, here it is. Radiator material is aluminum and the finish is black spray painted. Base material is copper and the finish is nickel plating. Pump speed goes up to 2800 RPMs and pump connection is 3-pin, while the lighting is 5 volts addressable RGB connector as standard. Technical data for Silent Wings 3, we have 2 of those with 140mm, the thickness is 25mm, the fan speed goes up to 1600 RPMs at full speed, connection is 4-pin PWM, and lifespan is 300,000 hours. As stated, this box was pre-LGA 1700, but yeah, we'll get to that part. Now, the cool thing about BeQuiet AIOs is that you get a BeQuiet Silent Loop 2 coolant, which is quite nice to have in addition to everything. At a certain point, after a longer time, the liquid tends to evaporate even though it's a closed loop, but that's, we're talking about 2, 3, maybe 4 years, which is a long period of time, of course. Silent Wings 3, you get 2 of those, as you can see, with 4-pin PWM connection, which is quite nice, so you could control or adjust everything through your BIOS, or if you have some other software through your motherboard to manage everything. Then we have the accessory part right here, and we have the main thing, which is the radiator and the pump top block as well. Now, as you can see, the pump top has a really nice design, and we have some brushed aluminum at the top, BeQuiet logo quite nicely at the top right corner, RGB LEDs on the logo and around the pump top, so it looks really nice, but still subtle for you guys that don't want some too shiny RGB. This really looks outstanding. 2 cables going out from the pump top block, which go into 5 volts 3-pin addressable RGB, and it's actually a splitter, so you can daisy chain with some other addressable RGB products, or for instance Light Wings that could be connected here, and you have 3-pin DC connection for the pump speed. As you can see, we're talking about a radiator that is 280 and quite nice standard. We can expect quite nice performance from it. The fans, as already stated, Silent Wings 3, 4-pin PWM connection, and let's check out the accessory box, because we do have some loads of stuff right here. As I usually state when we're talking about AIOs, I sometimes get surprised when manufacturers actually supply pre-applied thermal paste and additional thermal paste inside the box. This one was already used because I used it for that build that we were talking about, but nevertheless, we have here adjustable RGB connection that you could connect directly to your SATA power. Basically what this is that you can connect your RGB pump on the top right here. The other part goes to your power supply SATA connection, and you have modes and additional features that you could do with this. And this comes in really handy if you don't have a motherboard that supports addressable RGB. That's nice. Now here, in addition to everything, we have the AMD mounting brackets, AMD standoffs and screws. We have screws for mounting the fans on the radiator and radiator to your case, so 8 of each. And here we have the Intel mounting brackets, backplate, standoffs, and of course the locking nuts for everything. As I mentioned in the Lightwings video, the operation of the pump is quite nice and silent, and since I didn't use Silent Wings 3, I used Lightwings. We got quite nice, well, quite a lower decibel range. I can't measure it exactly because echoes and everything, and that might affect the actual outcome of the decibel range. But what I usually hear from the builds that I install, you most likely have to tweak the fan speeds through your BIOS just to get a proper airflow with decibel noise, so you don't get something either too hot on your processor or something too loud. There's always something in the middle. But with BeQuiet Silent Loop, it's quite nice. You just place everything, plug and play, and it's quiet. And that's really awesome from their products, because you don't have to fiddle too much. It's quiet, it works, it cools, and that's it. So the funny thing is, since I didn't have any other AMD processor and I wanted to test it on AMD, since I did loads of benchmarks on 5600G, and basically under full load with AIDA 64 Extreme Edition, we got somewhere around 59 to 64 Celsius degrees. Now before you say anything, I know that 280 Radiator for 5600G is an overkill, but since I use 5600G in loads of benchmarks, that's why I continue using it. If I had a chance to have multiple CPUs that I could just, you know, switch and test out with different motherboards and different AIOs, that would be a different story. But since I own only one AMD processor, this is how it was supposed to go. So yeah, I mean, comparing to others, it really does lower the 5600G even lower than your other AIOs, the 240, 280, 360, okay, they're a bit better, but nothing too much if you compare the decibel range and the actual cooling capacity. So yeah, that's quite nice, because BeQuiet has all-in-one. You have a nice quiet operation, you have cooling that really does the work, and that's all there is to it. That's all we're after. There's nothing left to say, honestly. So guys, all in all, I'm quite satisfied as always with BeQuiet products. There's nothing to add or to say something different. Silent Loop 2, 280 millimeters, a bit late video, I'll confirm that, but still it was worth of doing one, and you can check out the links below for it if you liked it, and maybe check out some other details in the description that I might have skipped. Finally, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content. Thank you for watching today's video. See you next time. Bye bye guys.